Welcome back and good morning. 442, big night at the AT&T Center tonight when the Spurs host the Nets. It'll be Patty Mills' first game back in San Antonio since he was signed with the Nets as a free agent this past offseason. Patty's still extremely popular with SA fans, and it's not just for his play on the court, but his commitment to our community, especially for what he did in San Antonio for businesses during the pandemic. Tip-off against the Nets is set for tonight, 7:30 at the AT&T Center. Go Spurs, go. Wow, short sports. I'm running back over, and here we are.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining me. Time now, 4:42 and 34 degrees for now. Coming up next, the latest on a mother accused of illegally accessing student information to help her daughter win homecoming queen. And welcome back. It's 4:45. The mother of a high school student accused of illegally accessing student information to help her daughter win homecoming queen appeared in court. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the quest to get her daughter on the homecoming court, landing this Florida mother in a real court of law.
Do you understand all this?
Laura Carroll and her daughter Emily Grover accused of illegally accessing a school district computer system in order to rig the homecoming results at Grover's high school. Authorities say they found 246 votes cast for the homecoming court linked to Carroll's cell phone and computers at her home. Last November, the mother-daughter duo spoke to ABC News in an exclusive interview.
And how do you explain that high number?
I don't. I really don't. We do have forensics people and we have an investigator that are helping us to try to explain it. There's evidence to prove that she could not possibly have done that.
Can you share what that is?
I can't, not right now.
And we'll have the very latest on her case coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Very cold outside still. Although I want to say, even though we're in the 30s, I feel like yesterday was a little colder.
Yeah, with the wind for sure. We're going to talk to Mike coming up in a moment. Right now, we are going to go back to Stephen Cavazos.
Hello. Hi. Right now, things are very quiet on the roads, and that's some great news, especially for any early commuters right now. We can take a look at around town, see 37 at I-10, empty there, but we know that as the morning does go on, especially a day like today where a lot of classes are going to resume, that we could probably see more and expect more people out on the roadways, but thankfully, it is still very quiet and the roads are in good shape. You can see there, we have a shot from I-10, 410 at Jackson Keller. Let's go ahead and take a look at our map, because as we've been seeing throughout the morning, it's just been green on the screen, and green means go, but remember to take it slow out on the roads. We want to make sure that you can get to where you need to be on time and safely. And although that we are inching closer to the weekend, it's never too soon to start thinking about Monday. Let's go ahead and take it here to 35, where we're going to have some bridge repairs that are going to start on Monday, January 24th. It's going to last about 3 days and wrap up on January 27th. That starts at 9 in the morning. We'll wrap up in 5 in the afternoon, and that will lead to a single southbound main closure at Southwest Military Drive. So remember, plan ahead, and we're going to continue to watch that, but that's around the time that morning rush usually starts to slow down. So hopefully won't impact your commute time. But right now, your commute is looking like it's in good shape. We're going to continue to keep a close eye on the roads and get a first look from Azian Bermia, our photojournalist who's driving out there, coming up a little bit later on in the newscast, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Stephen. Mike, wind chill's a factor this morning?
Yeah, we do have some wind chills to deal with, and boy, that's the big story, obviously, when you go outside, but the dry air.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't, we don't see this air this dry hardly ever around here, although that has helped a little bit. Any leftover moisture, because the air is so dry out there, it has helped it to evaporate off the road, so that's been helping to dry things out after a little bit of leftover precipitation that we had last night. So we got not a bad view looking out at the airport. Visibility is pretty good. Still got some leftover, and it almost looks like it's all, except for this one little patch to the west of Alice there. Most of it is all in the form of liquid precipitation. But again, that's all continuing to work its way out. That was expected. So there is still the winter storm warning down there to the south. And actually, the winter weather advisory has now been canceled even for our eastern counties. So that just occurred. So just down to the south from Cotulla over toward Beeville. And this just takes into account that leftover rain or maybe a little bit of some freezing rain, sleet, mixed wintry down there to the south. But that is a forecast scheduled to expire at noon, but I have a feeling it may be canceled or some counties deleted from it earlier than that, the way things are moving along. 30s freezing temperatures in the Hill Country, northern Bexar County, 35 here in town. And we do have a little bit of a cloud cover as well as a breeze, so that's keeping temperatures up somewhat. We still have that wind chill to deal with, of course. 24 Bernie Stage. 23 in Bulverde, 20 Lost Maples. And again, these are the numbers that are just amazing to have. Dew point temperatures 0 right now at Lost Maples, 1 in Helotes. This is just really desert. I don't want to say Arctic air because that's some of the driest air you have around here, but it is like desert air. And even compared to yesterday when we had such dry air, these dew points have dropped down that much more. 10, 15, 20 degrees, even compared to what it was at this time yesterday. And think about it, a couple of days ago, those dew points were well up into, well, we were getting up into the 60s after being so dry in the start of the week. So yeah, it has really dried out. Here's a satellite picture over the past 12 hours. Again, we had some leftover precipitation in the late last night, but all that continued to move out very nicely. Still got the cloud cover hanging around here. It'll start to break up a little bit as the morning rolls on, so we will see some sunshine, and that is going to, I guess I can use the word warm us up to 48 degrees. Warmer than yesterday because we only stayed in the 30s, obviously. So yeah, it'll be warmer. Plus sunshine is going to help to warm things up. Then clear skies and much colder tomorrow morning. Then the clouds are going to start to work their way back in here late throughout the day, overnight, and then into Sunday. And we'll have another chance for a little bit of some rain around here. Maybe late Sunday. Better chance early on Monday. So upper 40s today. I don't think this model cools us down enough. I'm going for upper 20s here in town tomorrow morning, and then we're going to make it up into the 50s by the afternoon tomorrow, and maybe down a little bit just thanks to the cloud cover on Sunday. So 42 degrees today at noon. Call it partly sunny skies. We'll have clouds this morning. They begin to break up as the morning rolls on, and then high temperature today of 48. Still enough of a breeze out there, not overly windy, but it'll feel cooler than that. It'll be nice in the sunshine. Then tomorrow, get down to 28 degrees, up to 52. Close to freezing on Sunday. We'll have a couple of showers, maybe late in the day, a little bit better chance for some showers first half of the day on Monday. And Tuesday is going to be the warmest day, and we'll make it up to 62 degrees. And again, except for Tuesday morning, all of those numbers are below their respective normals.
Oh, even those highs?
Yeah. Okay. Actually, we started the warming trend now.
Have we?
Historically, yes, we were at Tuesday is not the high temperature. We are now at 64 and 30, 64 and 41 for normal.
So it's close, but still a tad below.
But below normal. So
got it. Okay.
All right. Well,
but we've gotten historically out of the coldest time of the year. Okay,
we made it.
He's going to give us a pop quiz later, so just making sure everybody heard it. Okay. Here, look at my notes. 452, about 34 degrees.
Let's look at your winning lotto numbers. What? Just kidding. Pick 3, 915, Fireball 1, Daily 4, 4101, Fireball 9.
Cash 5 numbers 7, 9, 19, 28, 32. Texas 2-step 1, 5, 15, 28. With a bonus ball of 6. Well, Adele's Residency is facing a big change over in Las Vegas. Plus, there's several new shows arriving on streaming platforms.
The latest on what's happening in Hollywood. Here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
I'm so sorry, but my show ain't ready.
A tearful Adele announcing her residency in Las Vegas, which was supposed to kick off tonight, has to be postponed. She says she tried really hard to go forward with it.
But we've been absolutely destroyed by delivery delays and COVID. Half my crew, half my team are down with COVID. They still are.
Adele says the dates will be rescheduled. No idea when.
You played poorly. You're very old.
I'm sorry. It's the Asperger's. He doesn't mean it.
I mean it. She tanked that hand.
The guy behind Friday Night Lights and Parenthood is out with a new show today. As we see, it was inspired by Jason Tatum's son, who's on the autism spectrum. The series follows 3 adults with autism who are trying to live independent lives. And he tells me it's also very personal for the actors.
Casting the 3 leads who are all identified themselves as being on the spectrum and trying to tell this show with sort of as much as possible, make it feel as real and authentic as possible.
As We See It is out today on Amazon Prime Video. Also out today, Ozark fans surely excited to binge the first half of the final season, which dropped this morning on Netflix.
Ruth, Don't get yourself killed.
And new in theaters, it's the faith-based romantic drama Redeeming Love and the Pierce Brosnan mermaid fantasy The King's Daughter. And acclaimed actress and producer Gina Davis with a birthday today. She's 66, while Emma Baby Spice Button is 46. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And again, if you missed it, Meatloaf has passed away. We'll have more on his life and death coming up in our later newscasts.
For now, it's 4:57 and 34 degrees for now.
Still ahead on GMSA, top diplomats of the United States and Russia set to meet in Switzerland this morning to discuss soaring tensions over Ukraine.
Plus, the IRS is updating the way you can access your account online. Details coming up in Tech Bites.
And taking a look at the roads with TransGuide, we are looking great all around the metro area. The roads look dry. We've got light traffic right now, but Stephen's going to let us know if there are any problems to report. That's coming up in our next hour.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Well, all of the precipitation has moved on out of our area. A little bit left over down to the south. Question is, when are we going to see sunshine?
And roads are in good shape so far, but we're going to continue to keep a close eye and let you know what your morning commute will look like coming up in the next few moments.
And outside right now, looking over by the airport, looks like it's ops normal right now. We'll explain what that means coming up. It's good news, though. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. It's January 21st. We only have one school closure to report this morning, way up in the Texas Hill Country.
That's right. Just Blanco ISD, but everybody else back to school today, even though it's Friday. So, hey, it's good news. Happy Friday. Enjoy it.
That's right. But bundle up yet again, and then we start the warm-up this weekend. Right, Mike?
Yeah, but it's not going to be a huge warm-up. I mean, pretty much going to be jacket weather most all of the weekend, and really even through the long-range forecast going to be mostly jacket weather right now. And sorry about that, I've got that in the wrong little spot there, but 34 degrees here in town. Dew point, that is a number we don't usually see around here, with dew point at 6 and northerly wind at 15 miles per hour. So with that wind out there, we are seeing a little bit of a wind chill to deal with. Now, as far as the winter weather advisory, that has been canceled. It was scheduled to expire at 6 o'clock this morning, but actually a couple of hours ago, it was canceled for most all of our area. The eastern counties were taken on out of it. Still got the winter weather or winter storm warning in our southern counties because of that leftover precipitation down there. But as that continues to move on out, this was scheduled to expire at noon. I think I'm going to start to maybe delete some of the counties from this as that rolls on. That's coming in out of the Corpus Christi Weather Service office. There's that wind coming in out of the north right now, about 10-15 miles per hour. A couple of gusts here and there, so wind chill temperatures 24 here in town, 33 Castroville, and 31 at Stinson, 25 right now at Randolph. Cold, and clouds are going to begin to break up later on this morning. They'll start to move on out of here. We'll see some sunshine then and call it partly cloudy skies later on today. We will make it up to the upper 40s, a whole lot better than the pretty much low 30s all day yesterday, and then a very cold start tomorrow. We'll see more sunshine, get up into the 50s, and the clouds are going to start to move on in here. Maybe a couple of showers late on Sunday. A little bit better chance of rain first part of the day on Monday. It will start off sort of mild. I mean, warmer, but not really hot for the first part of the week. But then got another front moving on through here by the middle of next week. Details on the weekend coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos, any problems on the roads?
Not just yet, Mike, and that's some great news to report, especially for anybody that does have to hit the roads in just a few moments. Right now, let's take a look around town, see how things have been shaping up as the morning gets going. There's 410 at Jackson Keller, quiet there, and 410 at Starcrest. I was just talking to our photojournalist, Azian Bermia, and he was telling us that it's pretty quiet out there. He's actually at 410 at Bandera. I think we may get a look at the roads right now. Awesome. Let's take a look and see how things have been shaping up. You know, Mark mentioned this a little bit earlier, how quiet the roads have been and also how dry they've been. Again, this is out toward 410 and Bandera. It looks like he may be on the access road there, but things have been moving pretty freely through these areas. We've not seen anybody that's really going to cause any issues for this early morning drive. But of course, you got to make sure you do what Azian's doing. And whenever you see those red lights, come to a complete stop there with plenty of time. Let's go ahead and bring it back to the map because we want to show you how things are actually looking right now. If I can jump right here, green start to the San Antonio area, and not seeing any delays coming into San Antonio from any of those neighboring communities, specifically these right now. I-10 in Seguin, pretty green with 30 minutes right now, 24 minutes if you're coming in from Lavernia on 87, and 29 coming in from Floresville. So as you can see on TransGuide and on the road, it looks like we're in good shape. We're going to continue to give you all the updates, and more construction is on its way. Guys.
Now to late breaking news, San Antonio police on the scene of a crash involving a U.S. Postal Service truck.
Jonathan Cotto is live at the scene with more. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Stephanie. Busy morning for Castle Hill police that are investigating this crash right now. You can take a look at the scene here. It's the U.S. Postal Service truck that crashed into this building. It's a Vascular International building right now. As you can see, firefighters investigating the scene, determining exactly what happened here. I know we're told right now at the moment that they suspect the driver fell asleep at the wheel. He has been taken to University Hospital. He is expected to be okay. Right now, CPS just arriving on scene. We know the building is now without power. The truck struck one of those electrical boxes that you may be able to see there at the distance. The impact right now, the speed is what is being investigated, and what exactly took place here right now. And as I mentioned, the driver has been taken. He is believed to be a man in his 50s. He's been taken to University Hospital and is expected to be okay. We're going to remain here on scene, and as we receive more information, we'll be sure to update. Reporting from the north side, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. If you're looking for a warm place to get out of the cold, here's a look at the warming centers around town. The 4 locations are located throughout the city and will stay open through noon for the general public. The capacity here is more than 500 people, so you can arrive at any time while it's open. And Bexar County has 6 centers open as well. These will all remain open until noon as well. You can find this map on our website at ksat.com. City officials say these centers will have COVID safety protocols in place and have social distancing inside. Free masks will also be available to anyone who needs one. And yes, pets are allowed into these warming centers as well. The city wants to make sure that doesn't stop people from coming in. If someone needs to arrange transportation, VIA is giving fares to these warm centers and will also work with people to get them here. All you have to do is call 311.
New details in that investigation linked to a local congressman. We saw FBI agents at Congressman Henry Cuellar's home in Laredo earlier this week, and now a source close to the investigation says the Department of Justice's Public Integrity Office is investigating. They handle cases involving elected officials, including campaign finances. A court signed off on the FBI entering Cuellar's home, but still not clear what they're looking for. Cuellar's office has said they are committed to fully cooperate with the investigation.
And time now is 5:06 and about 33 degrees out there.
Still ahead, latest on reports Peloton is temporarily halting production of its connected fitness products.
Also next, the latest on U.S. and Russia tensions now that President Biden has said that any Russian movement across the border into Ukraine would be considered an invasion.
It's cold Friday morning out there, but again, only one closure to report this morning up near Wimberley at Blanco ISD. Everybody up and at 'em. It's going to be a normal Friday otherwise. We'll be right back. 10 minutes past the hour, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Geneva this morning as fears of a war between Russia and Ukraine continue to escalate.
ABC's Ika Jachi is in Washington with more.
This morning, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Geneva ahead of his high-stakes meeting with his Russian counterpart. The two men will sit down for talks as tensions between the U.S. and Russia escalate.
If any Russian military forces move across the Ukrainian border and commit new acts of aggression against Ukraine, that will be met with a swift, severe, united response from the United States and our allies.
Both Russia and Ukraine have been gathering troops and military weapons on their border. General Robert Abrams, who was a former commander of U.S. forces in Korea, says a major conflict could result in a level of violence Europe hasn't seen since World War II.
The sheer destruction of infrastructure, homes, cities, loss of life, both military and civilian, as well as displaced civilians, will directly impact not only Ukraine and Russia, but economically will certainly affect Europe and have global reach to include the United States.
Right now, Moscow is still insisting Ukraine not be admitted into NATO. The U.S. and allies remain united, calling those demands a non-starter. President Biden making clear Russia will pay a heavy price if they invade Ukraine.
If any assembled Russian units move across the Ukrainian border, that is an invasion. And it will be met with severe and coordinated economic response that I've discussed in detail with our allies, as well as laid out very clearly for President Putin.
Now, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says the U.S. is on heightened alert for cyber attacks. Now, the agency warns that the recent malware attacks in Ukraine points to the potential for widespread damage to critical infrastructure here at home. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
And time now, it's 5:12 and about 33 degrees out there.
Glad you're with us. Still ahead on GMSA. First look at Amazon's first attempt at opening its first clothing store with a high-tech shopping experience.
Also next, why the IRS will soon require a video selfie to access your account.
That's interesting.
Little one, you're gonna grow, and then you're gonna go. Now I'll be waiting for you back home. So many little things I wanna say, but I know, yes I know you'll be okay. I know, yes I know you'll be okay. Yes I know you'll be okay.
For skin that never holds you back, don't settle for silver. #1 for diabetic dry skin. #1 for psoriasis symptom relief. And #1 for eczema symptom relief. Gold Bond. Champion your skin.
Find your rhythm, your happy place. Find your breaking point. Then break it. Every emergency gives you a potent blend of nutrients, so you can emerge your best with Emergency.
In today's Tech Bites, the CEO of Peloton is denying a report that the company is halting production on bikes and treadmills because of a steep drop in demand. But he did acknowledge efforts to make the business more flexible may lead to layoffs at the company. Amazon is promising a high-tech shopping experience at its first ever brick-and-mortar clothing store. Shoppers at the Los Angeles location will be able to use an app to choose an item, its size and color, and send it to either a fitting room or pickup counter. The store will open later this year. Beginning this summer, the IRS says people who want to access their tax documents will have to verify their identity with a video selfie. That involves uploading those videos to a third-party verifier called ID.me. It's part of an effort to better protect taxpayer information. Who knew looking good would be so taxing? Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
This guy.
I know, he brings the jokes every morning.
Stealing our thunder. 5:17 on a Friday morning.
Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos. Do you have any jokes this morning?
No, I'm not really a funny guy, but Andrew always has the one-liners, and they're always really quip. He's very well spoken.
I think so.
Well, the roads are looking good this morning. I-10 at Pro Bend. As we take a closer look, there's not really been any issues out there this early, but any normal day, we'd probably see the same thing. It's very early on. Not a lot of people out there. 35 at New Braunfels. Looks like a ghost town over there, but 35 at Topperwine. Almost a little bit busier. Nothing too drastic right now, but as we take you to the map, you see pretty much what we're seeing on TransGuide. Not a whole lot of activity out there. Lots of green, but we want to bring your attention because of what I've noticed over the last few days are some slowdowns, specifically right here along 37. And if you travel through that area, chances are you've been caught in traffic, and you've noticed that's because the Commerce Street turnaround, southbound and northbound, is closed. Now, that's due to some road work that started earlier this week. We still got a few days to go. That should be wrapping up on January 28th, but TxDOT says that will last from 7 a.m. to 7 in the evening. Looks they could possibly wrap up sooner, but again, keep that in mind. We may see that build up a little bit later on as the morning does get going. But right now we have been in good shape since we started the show. And again, if you have to drive out, you're not going to find any issues out there. But keep in mind, more people are going to probably be out there today because classes are going to be resuming for a lot of these school districts. So make sure that you're planning ahead. But I think that made a real big difference yesterday, too, with when it came to the weather. We weren't seeing a lot of crashes. In fact, I think it's a lot of people just stayed home. So that made the roads a safer place. And a big shout out to TxDOT crews once again, because they were busy spraying the roads with brine. And I think that made a huge difference as well for drivers in making the roads a safer place.
Yes, it did. Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah.
And then this morning, we've got a lot of very, very dry air in place, and that's helping to evaporate any leftover moisture out there.
That's good. That's kind of what we were hoping for this morning.
Yeah, and all the precipitation, and I say precipitation, be it liquid, solid, and somewhere in the middle, has moved on out of the area. But this is what it looked like out in Rock Springs. Yeah, a little dusting of snow. There was some out there, and in the far northern counties where there was just basically all freezing air up there instead of those layers of warm air sort of mixed on in, and that's why we did have some sleet, a little bit of some freezing rain around. And right now, just cloud cover and a breeze, though, and it's cold out there, right below freezing in the hill country, just above it here in town. We're at 34 as of right now, but still a fairly decent breeze. 10, 15 mile per hour winds. We've got a couple of gusts out there, and so wind chill temperatures are down in the mid and lower 20s and may even drop into the teens at one point or another this morning over there around Lost Maples. Kind of pushing at it around Bulverde. And again, these numbers, this is kind of the big gee whiz this morning. Just about everybody has dew point temperatures in the single digits, which we hardly ever see around here. It is such dry air, you can just kind of feel how dry it is on your skin. Here's the leftover precipitation well down to the south, and this is going to continue to work its way on out here. Still have the winter storm warning for extreme southern counties. This is coming out of the Corpus Christi Weather Service office. Does include Cotulla, kind of our fringe area, well down here to the south, and this is in effect up until noon. The winter weather advisory, for the rest of the area was canceled earlier this morning. It was set to expire at 6 o'clock, but like I said, I think maybe some of the western counties perhaps will get sort of trimmed off of this as the morning rolls on, as things move on out of here. But that's the situation as of right now. 48 for a high temperature later on this afternoon. So yeah, a lot better than yesterday's. Well, we only made it to right around low 30s throughout the day, so we'll be about 15 degrees warmer than that across the board. A couple of spots will be hitting 50, still well below normal, obviously. Here's the satellite radar past 12 hours. And again, we did have some leftover mixed precipitation, a little bit of sleet, freezing rain, some snow further up to the north. And now we got some breaks in the clouds, and they'll continue to break up a little bit later on this morning. More sunshine later on today. Start off with, well, clear skies overnight and light wind. It's going to get colder tomorrow. So it's going to be probably the coldest morning down into the upper 20s and even mid, perhaps lower 20s in the hill country tomorrow morning. A lot of sunshine throughout the day. Then the clouds are going to start to work their way back into the picture overnight. We'll cloud up more on Sunday, and we'll have a chance for a couple of showers on Sunday. Dew points are going to remain just bone dry around here all the way through Sunday. Starts to come back up, and this is when we see the rain chance move on in here Sunday, Monday, and then another front's going to move through and hopefully give us another chance of rain perhaps by about Thursday of next week. So late Sunday, Monday, and then Thursday. We're not looking at great rain chances, but at least there's a couple of shots in there because we could use some of that. All right, 42 at noon today. Partly cloudy sky, partly sunny skies, We'll continue to see the clouds break up a little bit. Partly cloudy, 48 later on this afternoon. And then 28 tomorrow morning. So really cold. We get up to 52. More sunshine, some sunshine later on today. Close to freezing Sunday morning, and clouds will be increasing. Chance of rain late Sunday, Monday, and then another front comes in here on Wednesday.
Another front.
Yep. Read something interesting on the internet. It says, going back 2022 to 1970 is the same time span as 1970 back to 1918.
Yeah, I saw something like this the other day, and I was just
all
kind of
those things where you're just like
mind blown. Yeah. Oh, it's called Signposts of Getting Older, Michael. For us too.
I'm agreeing with you.
Mark.
Don't gotta say nothing after that.
I just didn't want him to feel alone.
No,
he's not. We're in this together.
We're all aging together.
We sure are. Some more than others. 523, about 33 degrees.
Coming up next in your morning spotlight, an award nomination for William Shakespeare and details on the long-running time for a new Batman movie.
Movie and music news now, including a new nomination for a very old writer.
Here's CNN's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes.
The Tragedy of Macbeth is a finalist for this year's USC Library's Scripter Awards, which honor adapted screenplays, both the adaptation's screenwriter and the original author, which means this nomination goes to Joel Cohen and William Shakespeare. More than 400 years later, the Bard has finally made it in Hollywood.
Tears for me, tears for me, tears for me, oh, oh.
Tones and I has made it in Fortnite. The Australian artist behind the hit Dance Monkey is featured in the online World's Soundwave series. She'll showcase songs from her debut album, Welcome to the Madhouse, for 72 hours beginning Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Bruce Wayne.
Sorry.
The Batman is pushing the boundaries. According to Variety and The Hollywood Reporter, the film's running time, including credits, is a whopping 2 hours and 55 minutes. That's just short of the record for the longest superhero movie to play in theaters, Avengers Endgame at 3 hours and 1 minute. That didn't seem to hurt the Marvel movie, which is number 2 on the all-time domestic and worldwide box office charts. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Wow.
It's a long time, but I think if it's a good movie, which it looks like it's going to be, maybe I won't notice.
Yeah. What were you saying that the pacing didn't seem? It was a Spider-Man.
The recent Spider-Man. I guess it was a little long, and some people were like, "Oh, the movie was so long." I didn't notice. I was entertained the whole time.
That's a good sign. Yep. Of course, we know it's made $1 gajillion as well.
That's true.
And this one probably will too.
I think so.
527, about 33 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, there are still more than 1,600 schools in the U.S. that will not be open for in-person learning today. How schools are trying to get kids to stay in the classroom.
How about some free Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets? We'll tell you about this delicious giveaway coming up.
This morning we are dealing with some very cold wind chill temperatures well down in the mid to lower 20s, but we will see some sunshine later on today.
Traffic is getting going. We're keeping a close eye on the roads. What you need to know coming up in the next few moments.
And taking a look outside with live cam, we're at 33 degrees. Like Mike said, it's still cold out there, but at least we're not expecting any precip on the roadways.
And good morning, everybody. It's Friday, January 21st. And first things first, buses are running everywhere this morning, except for one school district.
That's right. Blanco ISD is closed, but as far as we know, everybody else back to school. At least it's Friday back to school, right?
That's right. Get through one more day. I added an extra word to the sentence. No idea why. Mike is here with more to rescue us.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but it is cold. Definitely bundle up this morning as you head on out. The roads are dry here in town. Any of the leftover precipitation ended late last night, and with that number down to 6 dew point, that means literally it is desert air out there, bone dry. That's helping to evaporate or did evaporate any leftover moisture on the ground. So the roads, like I said, are pretty dry. 34 degrees right now. Wind out of the north at about 15 miles per hour. And that's why we have those wind chills to deal with. Still got some rain and even a little bit of changeover into perhaps some freezing rain or sleet in our extreme southern counties. The winter weather advisory, which had been in effect for all of the area, remember the purple shading, that was deleted earlier this morning. It was canceled. And now we still do have the winter storm warning because as temperatures continue to flirt around freezing down in extreme southern counties and down there in toward Corpus Christi, they're keeping that into effect with some of that leftover precipitation. Wind again out of the north about 10-15 miles per hour. Got a couple of gusts out there, 25 in New Braunfels, 18 Bulverde. So yeah, once again, these wind chill temperatures, that's something that's going to get your attention this morning. And we will have enough of a breeze all day long to keep a little bit of a wind chill. So clouds begin to move on out later on this morning. Still have that precipitation well down to the south. Partly cloudy today, upper 40s. And with that sunshine, it's going to feel pretty nice out there if you're in the sun. And then clear skies tonight, very cold tomorrow, more sunshine tomorrow. Clouds start to move on in here. Maybe a shower late on Sunday. 1 or 2 of them. Better chance of rain overnight first part of the day, Monday. And it will be kind of on the, call it somewhat mild side. Still below normal temperatures, but we'll make it up right around 60, low 60s for high temperatures first part of the week. But then another front is going to move through here right around midweek. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. So any problems out there at all?
No, it's a quiet morning. A great way to start our weekend, right? As we get off on this Friday, take a look at 35 at Topperwine. Looking a little busier out over there as we take a view at TransGuide. Not seeing a whole lot of activity at 37 at Jones Avenue. It has been a quiet start to this Friday morning, but things can quickly change, especially with more schools that are resuming classes today. We know we can expect parents taking their kids to school. So remember, as the morning does go on, plan ahead and make sure that you are taking it slow out on the roads. Let's bring you to the map, though, because we have spotted our first stall of the day off Loop 410 southbound right at US 90. And as I mentioned, very early on, typically this early, we don't see any slowdowns like that. Now, while we have been looking at those TransGuide cameras, let's get a look right now and check in with Azian Vermeer, our photojournalist, who's heading down 281 southbound. Just spoke to him a few moments ago. He was actually passing Worsbach, but right now looks like things are looking good in that area if you're traveling 281 south. So no delays just yet. And as I mentioned, not a lot of people out there on the roads right now, just maybe one or two vehicles. So again, looks like the commute is looking good so far. Let's bring it back to the map and see that green on the screen. So as I mentioned, this is what we've been seeing so far this morning. But again, that can quickly change as the morning picks up. But right now, if your travels are taking you through San Antonio, you are in good shape. Pleasant drive from Pleasanton, 37, 28 minutes, 19 minutes coming in from Castroville to downtown, and 17 minutes from Lytle on 35. One last look at around town. Things have been good so far. More construction is coming up in the next few moments. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. An update to late-breaking news now. A U.S. Postal Service driver was taken to a hospital this morning after crashing into a building on the city's north side.
All right, Jonathan Cotto joins us live. And Jonathan, do you know if the driver's okay?
Good morning, Stephanie. Well, right now, taking a look at the extent of this crash, you'd think the driver sustained some serious injuries, but Castle Hills police tell us the driver is expected to be okay. They say he fell asleep at the wheel. Now, the entire front cab of this U.S. Postal truck is inside the building. This is happening off of Northwest Loop 410 near Blanco Road at the Blanco Junction Shopping Center on the city's north side. San Antonio Fire Department just gaining access to the building and are investigating the extent of the damage from the inside. They say it appears he crashed into what looks to be some type of exam room inside of this building. It is still unclear if the driver was coming off a shift or starting his route. EMS and the CPS utility making the scene. Right now, no other injuries were reported. Now, Mark, Stephanie, police tell us the driver of the U.S. Postal truck is believed to be a man in his 50s. Again, he was taken to University Hospital. He is expected to be okay. Right now, we're just waiting, just moments away from seeing this truck being pulled out from this building. We'll keep you updated also as more information becomes available. Reporting from Castle Hills, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. The American Airlines flight leaving Miami bound for London had to turn around over the Atlantic Ocean when a disruptive passenger would not wear a mask. The Miami-Dade Police Department says the passenger was escorted off the plane by the officers without incident on Wednesday night. The flight was canceled afterward. There are about 129 passengers and 14 crew members on board. No injuries to customers or crew members were reported. According to the Federal Aviation Administration data, there have already been over 150 unruly passenger reports logged this year through January 18th. Most of those were mask-related incidents.
American surfer Kelly Slater will not be allowed to compete in Australia if he's not vaccinated against COVID. Australia's health minister says the country's been pretty clear with Novak Djokovic's case. It's a no vax, no play rule. The 11-time world champion surfer has not officially revealed his vaccination status, but he defended Djokovic after he was deported by Australian authorities. 2 World Surf League Championship events are scheduled to begin in Victoria and Western Australia in April and May.
The family of slain Army Specialist Vanessa Guillen is marking the passage of legislation inspired by her tragic death. Guillen's murder sparked national attention last year. Investigators found that she was sexually harassed and was killed by another soldier at Fort Hood. Her body was then taken to another location miles away where it was not discovered for over 2 months. More than a dozen Army officers and non-commissioned soldiers faced disciplinary actions related to Guillen's disappearance and murder. The I Am Vanessa Guillen Act made sexual harassment a crime within the Uniform Code of Military Justice and moved prosecution decisions of sexual assault and harassment cases out of the military chain of command.
Time check right now, 5:38, about 33 degrees.
And still ahead, local Chick-fil-A restaurants will soon be giving away some free chicken nuggets. We're going to have those details.
And up next, how schools are adapting to make sure kids are able to return to in-person learning.
And taking a look outside with live cam, doesn't seem like there will be any problems in our immediate area, but it's still cold out there. Bundle up if you have to head out.
Well, kids all over the country went back to school this week after winter break.
But there are still more than 1,000 schools that will not be open for in-person learning today. CNN's Brett Conway has this week's return to the school roundup.
Give me 1 minute to get this test out.
We all agree children should go back to school.
But it's a battle against Omicron. Today, kids won't be in the classroom in more than 1,600 schools nationwide, including some districts in Michigan, Idaho, Nebraska, Kentucky, Texas, and Pennsylvania. But President Joe Biden says 95% of schools are open. Still, back to school doesn't mean back to normal. Louisiana's governor says so many students are getting COVID-19, their schools can't keep up with reporting. Massachusetts is pushing for access to regular testing. In Illinois, a big vaccination push. More than 53% of Chicago public school students over 12 are vaccinated now. In Virginia, a group of parents is suing the governor over an executive order making masks voluntary in public schools. In Utah, the governor says he will try to help teachers.
And while we can never thank you enough, I do believe that we can pay you better.
There are also staffing shortages.
I'll be lying to you if I said it's not stressful.
In Nevada, this elementary school principal fills in as a custodian, substitute teacher, and cafeteria worker. New Mexico's governor says she plans on getting licensed to work as a substitute teacher. And Oklahoma's governor signed an executive order to let state employees volunteer as substitutes.
We know we can make a big difference, and that's why we're thinking outside the box here.
Thinking outside of the box to keep kids inside the classroom. I'm Britt Conway reporting.
And time now, it's 5:42 and about 33 degrees out there.
Up next, details on an important pacifier recall parents need to know about.
Hi, welcome back. It's 5:45. In your morning consumer headlines, more than 300,000 baby pacifiers are being recalled. So the notice on the U.S. Consumer Safety Commission website says the Frigg silicone pacifiers may be a choking hazard. Mushi & Co. announced the recall after over 200 reports of the base of the silicone mouthpiece detaching from the plastic. The classic and daisy designs were sold in sizes 0 through 6 months and 6 months through 18 months. The pacifiers also come in 40 different colors. They're sold at popular stores like TJ Maxx, Amazon, and their website, mushi.com. The recall says no one has been injured. Anyone who bought one, they're being told to stop using it and to throw it away. Consumers can also get a refund or credit.
If you're fans of the McDonald's blueberry and cream pie, it's been a long 5 years, but now it's back for a limited time. And the sweet pastry filled with blueberries and vanilla flavored cream is not available nationwide. Roughly 6,800 U.S. locations have started selling it.
Chick-fil-A restaurants in the San Antonio area are thanking the community for their continued support with some free nuggets. That's right, free nuggets. From Monday, January 24th to Saturday, January 29th, local customers can get an 8-piece chicken nugget entree for free via the Chick-fil-A app. The entree will automatically load to the customer's rewards tab, and the offer can be redeemed at checkout. The offer is limited to 1 entree per person while supplies last, and you can find more information on our website at KSAT.com. Oh my goodness, like Chick-fil-A is already very busy. Can you imagine next week?
Busier, and we track metrics on our website. One story just went
I'm sure.
Automatically trending as people hear free nuggets.
I know. Well, at least they won't be headed out this morning, so maybe the roadways will still be looking good, Stephen.
They're moving. I had to throw that in there. And, you know, I will say this. You see those slowdowns on major highways, but, you also see those slowdowns and long lines at those Chick-fil-A's, the McDonald's everywhere because people, the drive-thrus, and you sometimes get stuck in that traffic. But right now, you won't be stuck in any traffic this early in the morning. 281 at St. Mary's. As I mentioned, things are moving. Right now, we're not spotting any slowdowns just yet, but we are inching closer to 6 a.m. and after that, we're getting closer to morning rush hour. And again, we are likely going to see more folks out there on the roadways because schools, a lot of schools that is, are resuming classes. So again, keep that in mind. We're going to see busier roadways, and this is even busier than what we saw yesterday. 281 at Grayson, more people out on the roadways. Now, this scene right here is actually where Jonathan Cotto has been live this morning. I checked with our friends at TransGuide, and he'll give more updates as the morning goes on. But as we bring you to the map, we still see that it's green on the screen. No slowdowns, as I mentioned, just yet. But keep in mind, there's still some construction that is going to be going on, specifically here off of 410. Over here, some concrete work that started on Monday, January 17th, but will wrap up on January 24th. That's this upcoming Monday. That starts from 9 in the morning and will wrap in 5 in the morning. That's led to the southbound bypass to be closed to West Military Drive. So again, keep that in mind. We'll likely see some slowdowns out there a little bit later on in the morning, but right now it looks pretty good and quiet. But again, things can quickly change as the morning does pick up. Of course, we're going to be watching things closely as always. Guys,
I'm so glad things are better out there.
Yes, that's good news. But it's still cold.
Yes. Oh, it's still very cold out there. So, and this is a picture of one of the 4 types of precipitation we saw yesterday. 4 things that were going on. There was a little bit of snow out in portions of the hill country. Some folks had a little bit of sleet. Some folks had just plain old rain, and some had freezing rain. Here's an example of the freezing rain where it was coming down in liquid form and then freezing on contact because the air down here at the surface was below freezing, obviously, but a thick enough layer to melt any snow and have it come all the way down to the surface in the form of liquid rain. So that's why you got those little icicles hanging off.
And Yvonne's one of our regulars. She's over Westover Hills, far west side.
Over, I don't know why I'm pointing that direction, but actually that way.
Yeah, so that's where that was, far west side yesterday.
Yes, and I had a little bit of just some kind of mist around my house near downtown, but yeah, some folks got a little bit of freezing. Some folks, like I said, a little bit of snow. We still have some down to the south this morning. There's nothing in our area at all. And the nice thing is with the wind and the dry air, bone dry air, that's been helping to dry things out as far as any leftover moisture on the ground. Dried out quite nicely overnight. Freezing temperatures, Ball Verde, Canyon Lake, all the way over toward Bandera and Kerr, and as well as Kendall counties, 34 here in town. Wind chill temperatures, though, yeah, it's definitely cold out there. Bundle up. And here's what I was talking about with the dry air. Dew points are down in the single digits, which, again, it just emphasizes you don't hardly ever see air that dry around here. This is what's going on down to the south, and this leftover rain and even some little bit of freezing, maybe some sleet, maybe some freezing rain thrown in down there to the south. That's going to continue to sort of, you can see it's sort of fading off a little bit, but still have the winter storm that was now canceled. That was kind of a surprise there. The winter storm warning was canceled well down to the south, so they're not looking at any more freezing conditions, and the winter weather advisory was canceled for our area earlier this morning as well. We will start to see more in the way of some sunshine. The clouds break up later on this afternoon, or this morning, pardon me, and this afternoon more sunshine around here. Tomorrow's going to start off very cold with the clear skies, and then we'll see sunshine tomorrow during the day. Then these clouds are going to try and work their way in here somewhat on Sunday. They'll thicken up later on in the day on Sunday, and we're going to start to maybe have a couple of little sprinkly showers around here as we go into late Sunday and then into Monday. So here's what's going on over the weekend with the upper level steering winds. What we're going to be watching is this low, this cutoff low out there to the west of us. That's what's going to start to throw the clouds in here by late Saturday. Then it's going to work its way across the area. And these, since they're kind of just like a wheel spinning, don't have a good traction, they sometimes take a little bit longer to move on through. And right now it looks like, again, it should be in and out of here by afternoon on Monday, and will be kind of mild, relatively speaking, compared to the rest of the next 7 days. And then we get another front to move on through here, and that's going to be Wednesday into Thursday. So any chance or any attempt at warming up is going to be negated by that next front next to the middle of next week. 42 degrees today at noon, partly sunny skies. High temperature then is going to make it up to 48. So we're still going to be about 15, 16 degrees below normal. By the way, today, we have now gotten out of the historically coldest time of the year. It was from late December through the 20th, and now the normal high temperature is up to, or average is 64. Normal low is still at 41 degrees. So heating up. Not really, but just historically.
Well, sun at least.
Yeah, sun is going to make it feel a lot better because those gray skies, I mean, it looks, it's nice for a while, but then you just step outside, it's like,
yeah, that was definitely yesterday.
Yeah.
right, thank you, Mike. 552, about 33 degrees.
And coming up next, Mike, this is from the San Antonio Humane Society?
Yep.
Okay, very good. There's a pet there waiting for you.
And here are your lottery numbers this morning. Pick 3, 915, Fireball 1. Daily 4, 4101, Fireball 9.
Cash 5, 7, 9, 19, 28, 32. Texas 2-step 1, 5, 15, 28. Bonus ball 6. Good luck.
Good morning. Coming up here on a Friday edition of GMA, we will go ahead and start with the latest on the high-stakes meeting between Secretary of State Blinken and his Russian counterpart. They're trying to defuse the situation in Ukraine with Russian troops massed at the border. Secretary Blinken is joining us live this morning. You'll see that and so much more coming up right here on GMA.
Okay, look at that little face that is just gonna... And puppy kisses too.
Yes.
Okay, we've lost Kim for the day. So Kim's here from the San Antonio Humane Society. Who is that little one?
This little sweet guy is Jack. Jack is a 2-month-old little terrier mix and just loves puppy kisses and the puppy breath. So yeah, he's just all ready to be adopted.
And I love the little light spot on his nose.
Oh, and his
that just makes
ears.
it. Yeah, the way the ears flop over and everything.
No.
Oh, he is
so cute.
Adorable. So what y'all got going on there?
So we just want to say thank you to everybody for the Betty White Challenge that came out. It means so much to us in our organization. So thank you to the viewers, thank you to the supporters and the donors. We couldn't do it without you.
Okay, well, don't forget, when you adopt one, you actually save 2 lives because you make room for another one for them to take care of. So head on over to the San Antonio Humane Society, right over there, 4804 Fredericksburg Road, just outside Loop 410, and get shot quick while the puppy breath is still there.
Yes.
Take her word for it.
Yes, it's the best ever in the morning.
Thank you, dear.
And the next hour, GMSA, it's game day in SA. Spurs ready to welcome back a fan favorite. Patty Mills will be back in San Antonio. We'll get you ready for the game. We'll tell you about a months-long education series that highlights the victims and survivors of the Holocaust. And TransGuide, the roads are dry this morning, smooth sailing out there. Just leave some distance between yourself and the other guys as always, but bundle up. You're watching GMSA. Much more to come. We've got 1 hour of news, weather, and traffic still to come.
All of the winter weather advisories and storm warnings have been canceled. We still have a little bit of leftover precipitation well down to the south, but things will begin to clear out later on this morning.
And the roads are in good shape so far, but what you can expect before you drive off into the weekend coming up.
Sad news for music fans this morning. Rock superstar Meat Loaf has died. We'll take a look at some of the musician's famed work.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, we're starting cold again at 33 degrees, but we will see some sunshine today.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, January 21st. Moreover, it's going to be a normal day today, especially for schools, except for one district.
That's right. Blanco ISD will be closed today, but everybody else back to school, at least for one day, right? Friday, not too bad. We can handle it.
We can handle this. Mike is here with more on a very cold start to our day. Still hovering just above freezing here in San Antonio.
Yeah, and the dividing line is kind of the northern portion of the county. I'll show you this in a second. We do have somewhat of wind chill to deal with. So normal as far as heading back to class, but bundle up. So that's not normal temperatures for around here. We do have some clouds, and it's actually the clouds and a little bit of a breeze that have kept temperatures up somewhat, but on the flip side, of course, we do have a wind chill to deal with. 34 in town, 33 Randolph, 33 New Braunfels, and again, Seguin 33, but in your backyard, you could be right at freezing. It's just one thermometer out there, so, even down the street, it could be a different temperature or next door. And then we've got some 20s out in portions of the hill country, and this is the really big story. Dry air, desert dry air. Dew point temperatures are in the single digits in most areas, which we rarely see around here. So that has actually helped with the evaporation of any moisture on the ground in the overnight hours. That combined with that little bit of a breeze out there. And somewhat of a wind gust out there. Bernie Stage, 16 miles per hour. Same thing, Canyon Lake. Wind chill temperatures well down in the mid to lower 20s around the area. And we're going to have enough of a breeze today to keep a wind chill around. Mountain Cedars on the high side. And it's going to be interesting, since we had some windy conditions throughout the day yesterday, what this number is going to be doing when the updated count comes out just after 7 o'clock this morning. We may try and sneak down close to 30 out there at the airport. Obviously colder in the hill country. And clouds are going to begin to break up later on this morning. We are going to make it up into the low 40s today at noon, and then again we top off in the upper 40s, so we'll still be about say 16 degrees or so below normal, but that sunshine is going to feel very nice. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow, and then we do have another front way down the road. We'll talk about that in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. It's been fairly quiet right now, right? At this point.
Good for a 6 a.m. hour, Mike, right? You know, we know more people are going to be getting out at this time. 35 at Topper Ryan. Let's go ahead and take a look around town, see how things have been shaping up. It's actually getting a lot busier over the last few minutes here on the roadways. There we have 37 at Jones Avenue, 37 at I-10. Different from yesterday because we know a lot of folks were staying at home, and obviously that probably made a big difference out on the roadways because we weren't seeing a lot of issues out there. And keep in mind, TxDOT was also very busy spraying the area with brine. So a big shout out to those crews that have been busy throughout the entire day. They wrap those operations around 5 in the afternoon. So it is an all day process. But right now, your commute's going to look pretty good so far. You're not going to find any delays, but you're going to find some stalls. Let's take you right here to I-10 westbound at Wurzbach Road, where we have a stall that's been there for a little while now. It's not causing any issues, but again, keep those in mind. As we jump down over here, we find another stall off Loop 410 southbound, right at Culebra Road. It's not causing problems as well, but stalls seem to be the problem this morning. We've not spotted big crashes. Wider look at the map does show we are still off to a green start. Now you see a crash icon there, and that's actually something where Jonathan Gotho's live this morning. He'll give us more details on that in a few moments, but it's not impacting the drive right now. Want to get to those inbound times if I can here. As you can see, there's pretty much a green commute to San Antonio right now. Not any delays, 24 minutes so coming in from 87 and Lavernia. One last look around town. Things have been quiet, but they can quickly change as the morning does go on. We'll keep a close eye on things. Guys.
Now to late breaking news we're following this morning. Fire crews attempting to pull out a U.S. Postal Service truck that crashed into a building on the north side. One person was sent to a hospital.
Our Jonathan Gotho is live at the scene. And Jonathan, how do things look out there right now?
Stephanie, it's been a cold and busy morning for Castle Hills Police and fire crews here on scene, and certainly a scary one for the driver of this U.S. postal truck. Now, by taking a look just at the extent of the crash, you'd think the driver would have sustained some serious injuries, but Castle Hills Police are telling us he's expected to be okay, and we've learned he fell asleep at the wheel. Now, the entire front cab of this U.S. postal truck was just inside this building a few moments ago. Now, this is all happening off the northwest loop of 410 near Blanco Road at the Blanco Junction Shopping Center on the city's north side. Castle Hills Fire Department just gaining access to the building and are investigating the extent of the damage from the inside. It is still all unclear if the driver was coming off a shift or starting his route. Now, EMS and the CPS utility making the scene right now. No other injuries were reported. Now, I was able to have a conversation with one of the officers here on scene. We've learned that the driver of this U.S. postal truck was conscious when they arrived. In fact, he was able to assist in getting out of the cab himself. So again, he was taken to University Hospital. He is expected to be okay. And as far as for the details of the crash, all that remains under investigation. Reporting from Castle Hills, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
New this morning, cleanup underway after an overnight house fire. Happened around 2:30 this morning in a neighborhood just north of downtown on West Wildwood near I-10 in Blanco. Crews say an energy meter on the side of the house sparked and started a grass fire. The flames spread in the house all the way up to the attic. Firefighters were able to knock out the flames, and everyone inside made it out safely.
Community Labs is set to resume COVID-19 testing today. The cold weather prompted a temporary service suspension. The testing locations will open at 10 this morning, and for a full list of these locations, you can head over to our website at KSAT.com.
Meatloaf, the rock star loved by millions, has died. He was mostly known for his Bat Outta Hell album and such theatrical, dark-hearted anthems like I Do Anything for Love. The singer-born Marvin Lee Adele died yesterday, according to a family statement posted on his official Facebook page. In a statement, his family said, quote, "We know how much he meant to so many of you. From his heart to your souls, don't ever stop rocking." No other details were given. Meatloaf was 74 years old.
Abortion opponents are gathering today in Washington for the largest anti-abortion rally in the U.S., and they're hoping it's the last one under Roe versus Wade. The March for Life arrives as the Supreme Court appears likely in the coming months to let states impose tighter restrictions on abortion. The court is considering a Mississippi case and could overturn the landmark 1973 Roe versus Wade ruling that affirmed the constitutional right to an abortion. Members of the resurgent anti-abortion movement say they are not finished fighting for restrictions, even if the court's conservative majority rules in their favor later this year.
Justice Department is arguing that the Oath Keepers member Stuart Rhodes should stay in jail while he awaits trial. Last Thursday, he was charged with seditious conspiracy related to the insurgents at the Capitol. 10 others are facing the same charges. Justice Department says he poses a risk of obstructing justice if he's released. The DOJ also argues that he destroyed evidence aimed at hiding his crimes and the identities of co-conspirators. Rhodes and another defendant have not yet entered a plea, but are expected to fight their charges. He's set to go before a judge here in Texas for a detention hearing coming up on Monday. Well, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Geneva, Switzerland this morning as fears of a war between Russia and Ukraine continue to escalate.
Blinken will meet with his Russian counterpart just as the United States continues to pressure Moscow.
ABC's Imagery is in Washington with more.
Good morning. A high-ranking member of the U.S. military says a war between Russia and Ukraine would create a level of violence unseen since the Second World War. This morning, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Geneva ahead of his high-stakes meeting with his Russian counterpart. The two men will sit down for talks as tensions between the U.S. and Russia escalate.
If any Russian military forces move across the Ukrainian border and commit new acts of aggression against Ukraine, that will be met with a swift, severe, united response from the United States and our allies.
Both Russia and Ukraine have been gathering troops and military weapons on their border. Right now, Moscow is still insisting Ukraine not be admitted into NATO. The U.S. and allies remain united, calling those demands a non-starter. President Biden making clear Russia will pay a heavy price if they invade Ukraine.
If any assembled Russian units move across the Ukrainian border, that is an invasion. And it will be met with severe and coordinated economic response.
Those new comments coming after Biden was criticized for his initial remarks, saying it depends on what Putin does along the border.
It's one thing if it's a minor incursion.
Now, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says the U.S. is on heightened alert for cyber attacks. Now, the agency warns that the recent malware attacks in Ukraine points to the potential for widespread damage to critical infrastructure here at home. Imagery, ABC News, Washington.
Well, started this summer, the IRS says users who want to access their tax documents will have to verify their identity with a video selfie that involves uploading those videos to a third-party verifier called ID.me. It's part of an effort to improve security of taxpayer information.
And Peloton officials are denying a report that it's stopping production on bikes and treadmills. The exercise company's CEO says leaks led to the speculation. However, he did say efforts to make the business more flexible may lead to layoffs.
Friday morning, 6:10, about 33 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, the search is on for a missing teenager from the Austin area. We're going to have the details.
And travel experts say more and more Americans are ready to travel, but is now really the best time to book your ticket? We'll have some answers.
And taking a look outside with live cam, starting your day at 33 degrees, and it's back to school for most kiddos today. Blanco ISD is still closed. It's still cold out there, though. Bundle up.
Good morning, everyone. Time now is almost 6:15. Let's get a quick look at the roadways. It's getting a little bit busier out there as we take a look at TransGuide. We're seeing some activity like stalls here at I-10 at Fresno, but right now what we want to do is get a look on the roadways with our photojournalist Azian Bermia, who's out there taking a look at 35 southbound. Now he's traveling down southbound from Live Oak. You can see that it's quiet, but we're seeing a little bit more activity out there. A few more folks out on the roadways. Just make sure that you are taking it easy this morning. As you can see in some of those lanes in the northbound lanes of 35, it does look like traffic is picking up there. But let's bring you right here because some of those stalls we talked about off I-10 westbound at Wurzbach Road, that's been there for quite a while. Jumping down over here, a second stall off Loop 410 southbound at Gulebra Road. Pushing out of the map, you can see that thankfully no slowdowns yet, but we're starting to see some of those stalls getting scattered around town. We're going to continue to keep a close eye on them, but right now, no slowdowns just yet, but that can quickly change with morning rush on its way. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. And a bus today.
Yes.
For a lot of schools.
Yes. Warm up the bus, warm up the car, and bundle up and wrap your scarf way around your neck because it's just going to sneak down the back of your neck, this cold air is, and we have a little bit of a wind chill to deal with. I think we may drop down close to 30 here in town. We've been hovering just above freezing because of the cloud cover primarily and because the wind, that keeps the air stirred up and doesn't allow the heaviest, coldest air to settle down to the surface. We'll see more sunshine later on today and 48 for a high temperature, but still a bit of a breeze out there, so we're still going to be dealing with somewhat of a wind chill. Boy, those gray skies yesterday just made it feel that much colder. It was just that perfect slate color of gray, and we'll finally start to see some sunshine later on this afternoon. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. You can see some of these clouds out there looking off to the west. And again, temperatures, there's the dividing line just about northern Bexar County, sort of heading out 10. Seguin now is below freezing or at freezing. Same thing, Gonzales. And then we got a couple of upper 20s in parts of the hill country. And then notice how there's no wind right now in Comfort, so there's no wind chill to deal with, but there is a breeze in Kerrville, so wind chill's down to 21. Feels like 25 out there at the airport. Here's the water vapor imagery. Now down here at the surface again, we have just bone dry air, literally desert dry air. And then upstairs in the atmosphere, here's some of the moisture that is equating to some of the clouds. But then here's this darker shade, which is dry air coming on in here. So we're going to see some nice blue skies mixed in with a couple of low clouds. They may be a little tough, some of these low clouds. Satellite picture right now, the brighter shade of gray, the higher cloud tops, darker shade, the lower cloud tops over here. So still have some clouds out in portions of the hill country. And of course, we had a little bit of leftover precipitation last night. But the breeze, as well as this desert dry air, help to evaporate any leftover moisture on the ground. So for the most part, roads should be pretty dry this morning. Clouds will begin to break up later on this morning. We'll see more sunshine mixed in with the clouds later on today. Clear skies overnight tonight and a very cold start tomorrow. We're not going to have that blanket on top of us. Clouds are going to start to work their way in here a little bit more on Sunday, and we should start to cloud up by the evening hours on Sunday. Perhaps a stray shower or two. Better chance for a couple of showers overnight into Monday, and then those are going to move on out of here fairly quickly. We get a break in the action. Another front's coming through Wednesday into Thursday. What's missing from that graphic? Any sort of precipitation, maybe a small chance for a shower or two by Thursday. 42 degrees today at noon, partly sunny skies. Again, we'll still have a couple of stubborn low clouds hanging around here, and then 48 for a high temperature later on today. Nice looking day. It's going to be nice to see some sunshine thrown on in. 28 starting off tomorrow morning. Oh, by the way, don't forget about the wind chill today. Enough of it out there. 52 in the afternoon, so nice big warm up throughout the day, and we'll be down close to freezing again Sunday morning. A few extra clouds will move on in here, a couple of showers late Sunday, Monday, and then another front is going to come through Tuesday into Wednesday. And again, the only number on that graphic that is at or close to its respective normal is the 42 degrees Tuesday morning. Normal high temperature right now is 64. So we've started the upward tick, but yeah, it's going to be chilly next 7 days at least. Yeah, there's nothing
really warm on that map, is there?
No, not at all. So,
but appropriate for January.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Thank you, Mike.
Well, this morning, travel experts say Americans are itching to take vacations this year, despite the continued unknowns with the COVID-19 pandemic.
However, it is hard to know whether now is the right time to finally book that vacation. ABC's Rena Roy has more.
People are ready to vacation like they did pre-pandemic. According to a recent survey conducted for TripAdvisor in partnership with Ipsos Mori, more than 3/4 of Americans say they are likely to travel in 2022, whether it's for leisure, to visit family or friends, or for business. Of the Americans who are not planning to travel this year, 1/3 say it's because of potential travel restrictions. But Clint Henderson, senior news editor at The Points Guy, says there's good reason to book now, even amid the uncertainty.
There's a lot lot of deals to be had out there. So I actually recommend that people really go hunting now for vacations.
Henderson says if circumstances change, there are ways to protect your wallet. One is to try to avoid booking through third-party websites and online travel agents.
Booking directly with the airline or hotel is a smart strategy because you're not dealing with an extra layer of bureaucracy in case something goes sideways.
Select fully refundable fares and accommodations.
It'll cost you a few extra dollars to book that way, but it's probably worth the peace of mind.
Book with miles or points if you have them.
You're much more likely to be able to cancel those flights or that hotel and get the points and miles back rather than getting cash back.
And read the fine print if you're looking to purchase travel insurance.
We don't generally recommend that people buy travel insurance because, frankly, most insurance companies don't cover COVID-related cancellations. There are insurances that will cover everything. The problem with those is that they're very, very expensive.
In the end, Henderson says as long as you can get credits, miles, or a refund back, go for it and book that getaway now. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
620, about 33 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, the NFL coming down hard on Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott for some comments he made following the team's loss to the 49ers. We're going to have those details.
Why hide your skin if Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control?
Hide my skin? Not me.
By hitting eczema where it counts, Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of eczema.
Hide my skin? Not me.
And that means long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief for adults. With Dupixent, you can show more skin with less eczema.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can change how your skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice. Talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the quest to get her daughter on the homecoming court, landing this Florida mother in a real court of law.
Do you understand all this? Oh, yes.
Laura Carroll and her daughter Emily Grover accused of illegally accessing a school district computer system in order to rig the homecoming results at Grover's high school. Authorities say they found 246 votes cast for the homecoming court linked to Carroll's cell phone and computers at her home. Last November, the mother-daughter duo spoke to ABC News in an exclusive interview.
And how do you explain that high number?
I don't. I really don't. We do have forensics people and we have an investigator that are helping us to try to explain it. There's evidence to prove that she could not possibly have done that.
Can you share what that is?
I can't, not right now.
And we'll have the very latest on her case coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimber, ABC News, New York.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott's been fined $25,000 by the NFL for making comments about officiating in the Cowboys' 23-17 loss to the Niners. After the game, Dak was asked about fans throwing trash at the officiating crew as they left Cowboys' AT&T Stadium as time ran out. Prescott said, quote, credit to them. On the last play, Prescott ran a quarterback draw, but by the time he slid and tried to get back up and spiked the ball, time ran out. Dak crashed in the ref, who was just trying to spot the ball.
And time now, 6:25 and about 33 degrees out there.
Still ahead on GMSA, Spurs fan favorite Patty Mills set to return to the Alamo City for the first time since leaving in free agency. We've got a preview of the Spurs versus the Nets.
And an arrest has been made in connection to a murder that happened last weekend on the northeast side. We're going to have those details.
And the roads are looking great right now here in town. Back to work, back to school, except for Blanco ISD. You're looking live at Dry Roads at 10 and Fresno. We'll be right back.
Make sure you wrap up the kids this morning because it is cold out there and it's going to stay kind of chilly, but we'll see some sunshine later on today.
Bundle up and buckle up. We got a quick look at the roads coming up in the next few moments.
Good morning, I'm Jonathan Cotto. Castle Hills police investigating a crash that slanted a U.S. Postal Service worker in the hospital this morning. Details coming up next.
And outside with live cam near the airport, plenty of traffic on 410. We are running normally this morning, which is nice. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, January 21st.
Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. And for many students out there, it's back to school, at least for one day.
That's right. Yeah. Everybody's back today. To our knowledge, only one district closed today up near Wimberley, and that is right. Blanco ISD.
Blanco ISD has it off, and I guess my daughter's wish came true. She went back to school.
Back to school. But we can get through one day, right?
Yeah, we can.
But make sure, do you want to see the picture again?
Yeah.
Make sure you wrap them up.
That's
a little fur baby.
And this will be the expression on the kids' faces, like, Mom, please.
Mom. Willow and Wallace.
Anyway, thank you very much for that one. We've got cold temperatures out there. Yes, grab a scarf this morning, as well as a heavy jacket and gloves and everything else. Cloudy skies at, whoopsie, I'm getting my fill of that picture. Let me push the other button. We have temperatures right now, 34 in town, freezing right there. Kind of the dividing line is, Seguin throughout northern Bexar County, a couple of upper 20s in portions of the hill country, and bone dry air, literally desert dry air, dew points. You rarely ever see this with all these dew points down in the single digits. We've got a decent breeze out there. So yes, that scarf wrapped around your head and your neck is going to come in handy and we even have some gusts about 15, 20 miles per hour. Wind chills are down in the mid to lower 20s in a lot of spots, 21 Lost Maples, and it feels like 25 out there at the airport. Mountain Cedars on the high side. It's going to be interesting to see what that does after the windy conditions yesterday. The updated count is going to be coming out in about, say, half hour, 45 minutes. So cold, and clouds will begin to kind of move on out and break up a little bit from west to east later on this morning. Partly cloudy skies, upper 40s. By the way, no advisories, no winter storm warnings, anything. That was all canceled. Everything was canceled earlier this morning, and we actually don't have any sort of precipitation being picked up on radar as of right now. Cold weekend, very cold start this tomorrow morning, and then sunshine in the afternoon. Clouds will increase Sunday, maybe a sprinkle late Sunday, a little bit better chance of rain. First part of the day, Monday, will clear on out and try to warm up, then another front's going to move through middle part of next week. All the details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos, got a couple of little minor issues out there, right?
Minor, and I'd say that that's good. We don't want to see any big issues out on the roadways. We do want to start with this TransGuide camera view at 410 at Northwest Military Highway. Now, this is actually the scene where Jonathan Cotto is at live this morning. I was just talking to him a few moments ago. He is telling me that he's seen portions of that frontage road blocked off as first responders work to clear this scene up. He's going to get us more details, but it doesn't look like it's causing any issues out on the roadways. Just make sure that you are planning ahead and you give those first responders plenty of room. We've spotted those stalls, as Mike mentioned, minor issues, and we're really thankful for that. Right now, I-10 westbound at Fresno Drive stall had some restricted flow, so we'd seen a little bit of a slowdown there. Thankfully, that has quickly cleared up. Now we're seeing more of those stalls clearing up here off I-10 westbound at Wurzbach Road, and a little bit further over here off I-35 northbound at Benz Engelman. And as we jump over here, another stall off 410 southbound at Gulebra Road. So again, this has been the trend throughout the morning. Taking a wider look, you can still see we are in good shape. And the great news is those roads are dry. We're not looking at anything that looks like it could be hazardous for your early morning drive. The only difference is today we're going to see a lot more folks out on the roadways because we do expect more students are going to be attending class and more people will be heading back to work. Of course, we're going to continue to watch these roads closely and make sure you get to where you need to be on time and safely. Mark.
Thank you, Stephen. We return to late breaking news. Fire crews pulling a U.S. Postal Service driver out of his truck after he crashed into a building on the north side. We know that one person has been taken to the hospital.
Our Jonathan Cotto has been at the scene this morning and joins us live. Jonathan, can you give us an update?
Good morning, Stephanie. Yes, well, crews here have been busy at work. They've managed to pull out that U.S. postal truck out of the building. This is what that scene looked like earlier this morning. Now, the entire front cab of this U.S. postal truck inside the building. This happening off of the northwest loop of 410 near Blanco Road at the Blanco Junction Shopping Center on the city's north side just after 4 a.m. Now, Castle Hills Fire Department gaining access to the building and are investigating the extent of the damage from inside. It is still unclear if the driver was coming off a shift or starting his route, but the driver is a man believed to be in his 50s. Police say the driver was conscious when they arrived and was able to assist them in getting out of the truck. Now, EMS and the CPS utility making the scene right now. No other injuries were reported. Now, Mark, Stephanie, we can take a look there. Earlier this morning, the U.S. Postal truck inside of that building. Right now, you can see just the extent of what that damage is looking like right now. Now, again, police tell us they don't believe alcohol or the driver was under the influence. They say he did fall asleep at the wheel. He was taken to University Hospital, and surprisingly enough, he is expected to be okay. Of course, this crash remains under investigation. Reporting live from Castle Hills, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. New this morning, a terrifying wake-up call for an elderly woman overnight after she was terrorized by an intruder. It happened a little after 2:30 on North San Bernardo. That's near Culebra Road on the west side. Police tell us the woman was asleep in her bed when someone broke inside her home, woke her up, and demanded cash. She gave the suspect some money, and then that suspect tied her up. We're told he stabbed her in the hand and took off with the cash. She was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. An update now to a story we first brought you last weekend on GMSA.
An arrest made in the shooting death of a man at a Northeast Side homeless camp this past Saturday, and more arrests could be made.
For now, police have arrested 48-year-old Deborah Guerra and charged her with the murder of 34-year-old Aldo Uribe. Investigators believe Guerra drove the vehicle involved in the murder.
Around 1 a.m. January 15th, officers found Uribe dead with a gunshot wound to the head. After talking with several witnesses and Guerra, investigators determined the shooting may have been a retaliation for an assault between Uribe, Guerra, and two of Guerra's friends.
Police say that while Guerra may not have pulled the trigger, they believe she was still involved in the murder. Two men were also with her during the shooting, but so far no other arrests have been made at this time.
An Amber Alert in effect this morning for a 14-year-old girl from Austin who police say was abducted by a 28-year-old man. Austin police searching for Hillary Salcedo. She was last seen near Buda. She's believed to be in grave or immediate danger. She's 5'4", about 105 pounds, has red hair, was last seen wearing a blue jean jacket and red shirt. Police are looking for Hector Avila in connection with her abduction. He has brown hair, brown eyes, and multiple tattoos on his shoulder. If you know anything about this abduction, you're asked to call the Austin Police Department. That number is on your screen, 512-974-6880.
A month has gone by and 3-year-old Lena Kiel is still missing. The little girl's parents are pleading with whoever has her to return her with no questions asked. They just want her home. Her dad, Riaz Kiel, along with the help of a translator, spoke about how their family has been dealing with her disappearance. The 3-year-old was last seen playing outside their apartment on December 20th. Since then, police have been searching nonstop but have no leads. Lena's family still believes she's alive.
They didn't find something that means she is alive, and I'm hoping and I'm feeling that she will come back alive to us.
The family is hoping she will be home before her birthday next month. There is a $150,000 reward for tips that lead to find her.
We turn now to disturbing allegations against a company that runs COVID testing sites across the country.
A new lawsuit claims the company's test results are part of a scam, and American taxpayers got left with the bill.
ABC's Faith Abube has more.
This morning, 2 companies operating a testing lab and pop-up sites across the country are under federal investigation, accused of lying to customers, faking COVID test results, and even throwing tests in the trash.
These entities collected samples from Minnesotans for COVID-19 testing, but either failed to deliver test results or delivered test results that were false or inaccurate.
Minnesota's Attorney General is suing the Center for COVID Control and Doctors Clinical Laboratory, which received $124 million in federal funding to carry out the tests. But many patients say they never got those results.
There was 2 women working who you could tell were really overstressed, yelling at people. It was a total disaster, to be honest with you.
One former employee tells our Chicago station, WLS, samples were often stored in garbage bags instead of refrigerators. And he says he was told to lie to customers about their COVID test results, saying, quote, "I was told to make up whatever I had to make them happy and be nice about it." In response, the center said it paused operations for additional staff training and education and cited the unusually high patient demand affecting our usual customer service. In the meantime, COVID hospitalizations cases have doubled nationwide in the last 3 weeks, and about 1,700 Americans are dying each day, even as the Omicron wave appears to have peaked in parts of the country.
Meanwhile, there's another fraud alert when it comes to COVID testing. The FTC is warning about scammers trying to collect money from people ordering at-home COVID tests from the government's new website. Officials emphasize that those tests are free with no shipping costs. Faith Abube, ABC News, New York.
Here, a reminder, if you're looking for a warm place to get out of the cold, here's a look at some of the warming centers around town. 4 locations located throughout the city will still stay open through noon for the general public. Capacity is more than 500 people. You can arrive at any time while it's open.
And Bexar County has 6 centers open as well. These will also remain open until noon. You can find this map on our website at KSAT.com.
Now, city officials say the centers will have safety protocols in place and have social distancing. Free masks are available to anyone who needs one. And yes, pets are allowed into these warming centers. City wants to make sure that that doesn't stop people from coming in and warming up. If you need to arrange for transportation, VIA is giving free fare to those warming centers. We'll also work with people to get them there. All you have to do is call City Services at 311. Big night for the San Antonio Spurs. The Nets are in town. It'll be former Spur Patty Mills' first game back in SA since he was signed with the Nets as a free agent. Even though he now no longer suits up for the Spurs, Patty's still extremely popular with fans here in San Antonio. And not just for his play on the court, but for his commitment to the community, especially for what he did for San Antonio businesses during the pandemic. Patty also played a big role in helping the Spurs win their 5th NBA title back in 2014. So tip-off against the Nets set for 7:30 tonight at the AT&T Center. Spurs will try to make it 2 wins in a row. And if I heard David and RJ right, we not only see Patty tonight, LaMarcus Aldridge should be returning tonight as well.
What a homecoming. I'm sure fans will be happy to see them. And maybe we'll persuade them to come back. Please come back. We love you guys.
Please, Patty.
We miss you.
They will make some room on the roster, maybe. 641, about 33 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, we're going to tell you about a month-long education series that highlights the victims and survivors of the Holocaust.
6:45 this morning. Not a whole lot of issues out there. We did have some stalls that have quickly cleared out. Let's take a look at TransGuide. You can see that traffic is moving. A lot more people out there than what we saw yesterday. Let's also take one last look with Azian Bermier, our photojournalist, who's been driving around this morning, giving us a look at the roadways. He's driving around the downtown San Antonio area through I-10, 35, 37. We're seeing a lot of dry roads, but we're seeing a few more folks out there than what we saw yesterday. The good news is if you're going to be driving like Azian, you are in good shape. Take a look at the map right now. All these green roads mean that it is open, but of course, take it slow out there. One last look here at TransGuide, I-10 and Medical. The morning is getting moving. Just be sure to buckle up. And Mike, they're going to want to bundle up as well.
Oh, goodness gracious, yes. Yeah, it's cold out there. We got some wind chills today. Here's one of those pictures.
Like the pup behind you.
Yeah. Just because.
Maverick.
It drives the point home, bundle up, but it's just one of those, it's like, yeah.
That's so cute.
Why not? So.
A hoodie.
Yeah. Looks like a little Shih Tzu, so. Stay warm, Maverick.
Don't you have one of those at home?
Pardon?
Don't you have one of those at home?
He passed away a couple of years ago.
Did he really?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
He's talking
Max?
about, no.
Yeah.
No.
Max the dog.
No. We're talking about.
It's sad.
I think what?
No.
Debbie's sad. You're talking about my dog dying. So.
Mike, you have another pup at home.
We have another dog. Yes, Bosco.
That's
the one I was thinking of.
About
yes,
Bosco.
no, he's not a Shih Tzu.
Oh,
okay.
He's cute and little, though.
That's my confusion.
Yeah, okay.
Bosco.
Okay, so,
that's who we're
anyway.
thinking of.
Yes, Bosco. Okay, back to the weather there, and that's okay. And then when I was little, my dog. No, I'm kidding. We've got freezing temperatures out there in portions of the hill country. Close to it here in and around town, 33 at Randolph. The cloud cover and the wind has actually kind of kept temperatures up just a little bit. Obviously, the clouds act like somewhat of a blanket, but we do have a wind chill to deal with. So no matter how you slice it, it's cold out there. Water vapor imagery again. This is moist air upstairs in the atmosphere, and this is very dry air. We've got bone dry air here at the surface, but this dry air is going to be coming in. That's going to kind of help to push the clouds along with it, and we will start to clear on out. But we still have some of these low clouds hanging around here, this little kind of darker shade of gray. So those may be a little tougher to get on out of here, kind of stubborn through the morning. And yes, we did have sort of a mix of whatever falling from the sky late last night. A little bit of light rain, some freezing rain, a little bit of sleet. There was snow out in portions of the hill country, but everything has moved on out. Nothing is being picked up on radar right now. No advisories, no anything except for some cold temperatures. Very dry air remains in place all the way through the weekend. It's going to start to come back in. Humidity will start to come back in here late Sunday, Monday, and that hopefully is going to feed a couple of showers in the overnight hours, first part of the day on Monday, and then another front's going to move through and it's going to knock that any humidity return on out of here. And with that very dry air, that's going to allow temperatures to still stay on the chilly side in the mornings. Here's the computer model going on into the rest of today, and we will start to see the clouds break up by late this morning, and we'll see some more sunshine later on. Clear skies, cold tomorrow morning, and then sunshine throughout much of the day. The clouds start to work their way back in here. We'll have a little sunshine in the afternoon, but clouds continue to thicken up. We have that chance of rain late Sunday into early first part of the day Monday. That should then be getting on out of here, and we'll clear out for Tuesday. That'll be the not as cold day. I'm not going to say, well, the warmest day, I guess you could say, up in the low 60s, almost normal, but we get another front moving on through here on the heels of that. Unfortunately, there's no rain really associated with this one. I think there may be a couple of sprinkly showers with that front coming through here by late Tuesday, Wednesday, but not a lot. 42 degrees at noon, partly sunny skies, more sunshine mixed in with the clouds later on today. 48 for a high temperature, so we're still going to be about 15, 16 degrees below normal. Very cold tomorrow morning. We stay in the low 50s, but we'll have some sunshine this afternoon as well as tomorrow afternoon. Up to 50 on Sunday. A few more clouds, maybe a shower late. Best chance of rain in the next 7 days is probably going to be first half of the day Monday. Clear out Tuesday. That next front moves through here and keeps us on the cool side. So definitely temperatures are living up to the calendar. It's going to feel like January and then some out there.
They are very appropriate for January. Yes, indeed. Thanks, Mike. Educating the community about the atrocities of the Holocaust and remembering the victims. Those are the goals behind the San Antonio Public Library and the Holocaust Memorial Museum of San Antonio's Holocaust Learn and Remember series.
Sarah Costa spoke with organizers about why all these years later it's still crucial to remember the events that took place between 1941 and 1945.
We can all be an upstander. To turn our head and to let things happen is just not acceptable. We've got to be able to make a difference, whatever we can do in our capacity.
Standing up and doing the right thing. It's what Nami Ikalov, the president and CEO of the Jewish Federation of San Antonio, says is crucial for humanity and the reason behind the month-long Holocaust Learn and Remember series. The San Antonio Public Library and the Holocaust Memorial Museum of San Antonio are putting on the series that will include in-person and online programs and exhibitions.
The Holocaust Memorial Museum is actually in the Jewish Community Center campus. It's where you can see several images and artifacts highlighting the Jewish culture and the Holocaust.
The theme this year is immigration and refugees. So we're focusing on people who were displaced by the Holocaust, people who moved to other countries during the Holocaust.
Currently, there is an exhibition at the Westfall Branch Library highlighting displaced people from the Holocaust and their resilience. The week will culminate with the speaker event on the International Holocaust Remembrance Day on January 27th.
It's really critically important that we as a community and as a people step back and take a moment to reflect and learn about what's happened in our recent history so that we can try our best to avoid it happening again.
Ikalov says especially with recent events at the Dallas area synagogue and even the local anti-Semitic material and protests that occurred in October of last year, it is more important than ever to remember and learn from the past to become better as a society.
We work really hard at making sure that people understand that standing up for anybody, standing up for any minority group, standing up for any group that needs support is a critical aspect of just being a human being.
Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
6:51, about 33 degrees.
And home renovations can be frustrating, especially if you don't know where to begin. Tomorrow on JMSA, some simple things you can do to ease that stress.
Outside with live cam. See how things are looking out there right now. This is the shot we love right now, looking in, kind of soaking in the entire downtown skyline. As you wake up on this Friday morning, we'll check on traffic again coming up.
Time now, 6:56. Let's take one last look at the roads. Right now, we're taking a look at 410 and Northwest Military. Keep in mind that Jonathan Gotha has been out there this morning covering a scene. Part of this is crews actually working to clear this up. So a portion of 410 near Blanco is blocked off right now as first responders work to clear that up. But watch out for this stall off I-10 westbound at West Avenue. Not causing issues, but it's been a calm morning, but more people out on the roadways, Mike.
Yes, indeed. Case in point, look at all the traffic out there, 410, and looking off to the west. Those clouds will continue to break up later on this morning. It is cold out there, 33 here in town at the airport, and maybe freezing in your backyard, freezing up to the north. And we got a wind out there, so we've got a wind chill to deal with right now. Winds are gusting, and it feels like it's about mid to lower 20s. 48 for a high temperature, 46 later on. Once the sun starts to go down, we'll have more sunshine out there. And the next couple of days, it's going to be cold weekend, more sunshine, another chance of rain maybe by Monday, another front by the middle part of next week.
Don't forget NFL playoff football all weekend long.
Happy Friday. Have a great day. We'll see you back here at 9.